Los Angeles, California. San Fernando Valley, Birmingham High School, Wednesday afternoon, February 12, 1969. The school sits on 20 acres, two-story buildings, wide hallways, lockers lining the walls, American flag in every classroom. This is suburban California education, middle class, mostly white, some Hispanic, few Asian students. The auditorium is full, 800 students, freshmen through seniors, ages 14 to 18. They fill the bleachers in rows, sitting, talking, laughing. The energy is chaotic, restless. This is a mandatory assembly. Nobody wants to be here. They want to be outside, want to be anywhere else. The auditorium is standard. Stage at the front, curtains, podium with microphone, American flag on a pole, bleachers rising up on both sides, basketball hoops folded against the walls. The air smells like gym socks and floor wax. Fluorescent lights humming overhead. Teachers line the walls, 20 of them, supervising, making sure students behave. Principal Anderson stands near the stage. Gray suit, TC, clipboard. He organized this assembly, brought in a guest speaker, someone to talk to students about discipline, self-improvement, making good choices. Bruce Lee waits backstage. Black slacks, simple button-down shirt, no tie, hair neat. He is 31 years old, 5'7", 135. Compact, calm. He has been invited to speak about martial arts as a path to personal development, focus, discipline, respect. The school wants to offer students alternatives to drugs and delinquency. Bruce agreed to come. No fee, just an opportunity to reach young people. Principal Anderson walks to the podium, taps the microphone. The feedback screeches. Students groan. Slowly, the noise dies down. Settle down. Settle down. His voice echoes through the auditorium. We have a special guest today. Some of you may recognize him from television. He played Kato on the Green Hornet. But he's not here as an actor. He's here as a martial arts instructor and philosopher. Please welcome Bruce Lee. Polite applause. Some students clap. Some don't. Most don't know who he is. Don't care. Just another adult telling them how to live. Bruce walks onto the stage, calm, unhurried, stands at the podium, looks out at 800 faces, most bored, some curious, a few interested. Bruce does not use notes, does not read from cards, just speaks. His voice is clear, accented, but understandable. Thank you for having me. I know you did not choose to be here today. You were told to come, so I will not waste your time with lectures. Instead, I want to talk about something you all understand. Challenges. Some students sit up, interested now. Challenges they understand. Bruce continues. Every day you face challenges. School, friends, family, your own doubts. Martial arts taught me how to face challenges. Not by being the biggest, not by being the loudest, but by being ready. By understanding myself, by respecting others while respecting my own capability. Subscribe, turn on notifications, like the video, and comment. More true Bruce Lee stories are coming. He speaks for 15 minutes about discipline, about focus, about the difference between fighting and self-defense, about how martial arts is not about hurting people, but about developing yourself. Some students listen, some don't, but more are paying attention than at the beginning. Bruce finishes. I will take questions now if anyone has them. Hands go up, scattered throughout the bleachers. Bruce points to a girl in the third row. What's the hardest thing about learning Kung Fu? She asks. Bruce answers. Patient, clear, more hands, more questions. Standard stuff. How long have you trained? Can you really break boards? Is Kung Fu better than karate? Then a voice from the side. Loud. Adult. Not a student. I have a question. Everyone turns. Coach Ray Patterson stands near the wall. 45 years old, 6 feet tall, 200 pounds. thick arms, thick neck, crew cut, white polo shirt with Birmingham High Wrestling printed on it, whistle around his neck. He has been the wrestling coach here for 20 years, won multiple league championships. His wrestlers respect him, fear him. He runs a tough program, old school, no nonsense. Principal Anderson looks uncomfortable. This was not planned. Coach Patterson was not supposed to speak. But he is speaking anyway. Mr. Lee, you talk about martial arts like it's the answer to everything, but you're teaching these kids to punch and kick. I teach wrestling, real grappling, and I can tell you from 20 years of experience that any decent wrestler would take down a striker in 5 seconds. You're giving these kids false confidence that could get them hurt in a real situation. The auditorium goes silent. 800 students frozen. This is not a student questioning a guest speaker. This is a teacher challenging another adult. In front of everyone. The tension is immediate. Electric. Bruce looks at Coach Patterson. His expression does not change. Calm, present. You believe wrestling is superior to striking arts. Coach Patterson steps away from the wall, closer to the center aisle, making himself more visible. I don't believe it. I know it. I've seen it. Strikers rely on distance, timing, technique. But when a wrestler closes the gap and gets their hands on you, all that goes out the window. It's leverage and position. And most strikers have no idea how to deal with it. Principal Anderson tries to intervene. Coach Patterson, maybe this isn't the appropriate. Coach Patterson cuts him off. These kids deserve the truth, Don. Not some Hollywood version of fighting. Real fighting is ugly. It's grappling. It's controlling your opponent. Not dancing around throwing kicks. Bruce steps away from the podium, walks to the edge of the stage, closer to Coach Patterson. You make a fair point. Grappling is essential. I have trained in grappling, wrestling, judo, jiu-jitsu. I agree it is important, but I do not teach only striking. I teach adapting to any situation. Coach Patterson crosses his arms. So, you're saying you could stop a wrestler from taking you down? His tone is challenging. Testing. Bruce responds simply. I am saying that if someone tries to take me down, I will respond appropriately. Coach Patterson smiles. Not friendly. Competitive. Prove it. The auditorium erupts. Students shouting. Excited. This is better than any assembly they have ever attended. 2 adults about to fight. Principal Anderson steps forward. Gentlemen, this is not, but Coach Patterson is already moving, walking down the center aisle toward the stage. Come on, Mr. Lee, you're the expert. Show these kids what happens when a striker faces a real wrestler. Educational demonstration. Right here, right now. Bruce looks at Principal Anderson. I do not want to create a problem. Principal Anderson is sweating. This is not how assemblies are supposed to go. But 800 students are watching, waiting. If he shuts this down, the students will think Bruce is afraid. If he allows it, he is sanctioning a fight on school property. He makes a decision. Controlled demonstration only. No one gets hurt. Agreed. Coach Patterson nods. Agreed. Just want to show these kids the truth. Bruce nods. Understood. Coach Patterson climbs onto the stage. The students go wild, cheering, shouting. Teachers look at each other, uncertain. This is unprecedented, but it is happening. Bruce removes his shoes. Coach Patterson does not. He is wearing wrestling shoes. Rubber soles. Good grip. He drops into a wrestler's stance. Low, hands forward, weight on the balls of his feet, ready to shoot. Bruce stands naturally, hands relaxed. No formal stance, just standing. Coach Patterson addresses the students. Watch closely. I'm going to shoot for a double leg takedown. Basic wrestling move. Once I get my hands on him, it's over. That's the reality. Bruce says nothing, just waits. Calm, breathing normally. Coach Patterson moves. Fast. He drops his level, shoots forward, hands reaching for Bruce's legs. Double leg takedown. The move he has taught 1,000 times. The move that has won his wrestlers countless matches. His hands are 6 inches from Bruce's knees when everything changes. Bruce's hands move. Left hand intercepts Coach Patterson's right wrist. Right hand strikes the back of Coach Patterson's head. Not hard. Controlled. Just enough to disrupt his balance. His structure. Coach Patterson's momentum carries him forward, but his hands never reach the legs. Bruce sidesteps. Minimal movement. His right foot sweeps Coach Patterson's ankle. Basic timing. Coach Patterson crashes to the stage floor. Stomach down. Face hitting the wood. Not hard. Controlled fall, but definitive. 5 seconds. From the shot to the floor. 5 seconds. Bruce stands over him. Not aggressive. Not celebrating. Just standing. Coach Patterson pushes himself up. Sits on his knees. Face red. Not from pain. From shock. From embarrassment. From the crushing realization that his go-to move, his bread-and-butter technique, was stopped by someone who saw it coming before it fully developed. The auditorium is silent. 800 students staring, mouths open. They just watched their wrestling coach, the toughest man in the school, get put on the floor in 5 seconds by a man 100 pounds lighter. Coach Patterson stands slowly, wipes dust from his shirt. Bruce extends his hand. You are a good wrestler. Your technique was sound, but I have trained against grapplers. I understand the entries, the setups. That is why cross-training matters. Coach Patterson looks at the hand, pride battling with reality. Then he takes it. Bruce helps pull him to his feet. Coach Patterson looks at 800 students, staring at him. He could be defensive, could make excuses, could claim Bruce got lucky. Instead, he speaks. That was not what I expected. Bruce responds quietly. Respectfully, wrestling is effective. What you teach your students has value, but no single art is complete. You teach them grappling. Someone else teaches them striking. Together, they become complete fighters. That is what I am trying to explain. Not that one art is better, but that all arts have value when combined. Coach Patterson nods slowly. Processing, he turns to the students. What you just saw, that was humbling. I came up here thinking I knew everything. Turns out I don't. He looks at Bruce. Would you be willing to come back, work with my wrestling team? Show them what you just showed me. Bruce smiles slightly. I would be honored. They shake hands again. This time genuine, respectful. The auditorium erupts. 800 students cheering. Not for Bruce, not for Coach Patterson. For what just happened, for the honesty, for 2 adults showing respect after conflict. Principal Anderson approaches, relieved no one was hurt. Thank you both for keeping that controlled. Bruce nods. Coach Patterson nods. The assembly ends. Students file out, talking. Excited. Energized. This is the most memorable assembly of their high school careers. They will talk about this for years. Over the next 3 months, Bruce visits Birmingham High 6 times, works with the wrestling team, teaches them about distance management, striking defense, how to close gaps safely, how to respect an opponent's tools. Coach Patterson attends every session, learns, absorbs. His coaching changes. He starts incorporating defensive striking awareness into his wrestling program. His wrestlers become more complete, more aware. 20 years later, 1989, Coach Patterson retires. At his retirement dinner, he tells the Bruce Lee story. I challenged him in front of 800 students because I thought I was protecting them from false confidence. Turns out I was the one with false confidence. Bruce Lee taught me that being tough is not enough. Being skilled is not enough. You have to be humble enough to learn from everyone, even people you think you are better than. Some of those 800 students became teachers. Some became coaches. Some opened martial arts schools. All of them told the story of the day their wrestling coach challenged Bruce Lee and learned humility in 5 seconds. The story spread. Birmingham High, the San Fernando Valley, Los Angeles, became legend. When Bruce Lee died in 1973, Birmingham High held a moment of silence. Coach Patterson stood in the wrestling room, alone, looking at a photo on the wall. Bruce demonstrating a technique to his wrestlers. Below it, a handwritten note. No single art is complete. Learn from everyone. Bruce Lee, 1969. This story never made the news. No cameras recorded it. Just 800 witnesses in a high school auditorium who learned that the biggest lesson is not about who wins or loses. It is about who is willing to learn, who is willing to admit they do not know everything, who is willing to respect knowledge, wherever it comes from. Coach Patterson learned it in 5 seconds. 800 students learned it, watching. And decades later, they still remember. Subscribe, enable notifications, like the video, and comment below which Bruce Lee moment surprised you most.